Welcome to this edition of Our View. I'm Salima Hakeem Muhammad.
I'm Donna Revere-Dorman.
Christine Williams.
Tony Willis-Thompson.
And this is Our View. And Our View is a talk show for the 50-plus generation. And we're going to be talking about issues that concern us. We're going to be talking about dating, sex, relationships, menopause, health issues, exercise, and all that good stuff. Right, ladies?
We certainly are.
You know, because, you know, we're here, we're vibrant, we're still doing a lot of good things. And I know I am. I swim. I didn't mention that before. I swim like 5 days a week. I love to swim. It keeps me energetic. And you know, so many women don't swim. Do any of you ladies swim?
I swim.
No.
Do you swim?
Yes, I swim.
You know, and honestly, that's one of the best exercises because it moves every part of your body. You know, your arms, your legs, your neck, everything. And it's something that, you know, if I don't swim, I don't feel good, you know, so I do it for me. And you have to do something for you. You know, you honestly have to do something to move that body. And you know, even if you just, like if you're watching TV, if every hour you get up and walk in place 5 minutes every hour, that will do you so good. So how often do you swim, Miss Donna?
Usually in the summertime. I do live where there is a pool.
Okay.
So I have the option of jumping in whenever I like.
See, I can't wait till the weather changes. I have to swim all year round. It's snow on the ground. I'm in the pool.
No, I'm not a winter person at all. But summertime, I will hit the water.
I can't stand the cold weather. But I have to swim all year round because and also because if I don't, I really get depressed.
You like that adrenaline push. Is what you like when you swim. That's what you get.
I
get
really
that from roller skating.
Okay.
So it's similar, you know, roller skating.
No, nothing's like swimming. I'm trying you know, because the water, you know, our bodies are made up of water. And when you swim, you get such a rush that you don't get with anything else. How about you, Miss Christine? Oh, you do your praise dancing.
Yes,
Tell me a little bit about that.
About praise dancing?
Yes.
Praise dancing is very different from street dancing, but what I enjoy the most is when we go up to Alvin Studios in New York, and we actually learn some of the moves with the instructors up there. That's a yearly thing that we do. It's a very strenuous type of dance. You have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. It puts you in a state of transformation and meditation when you're doing praise dances, and it's a good relief when you come up out of there. So.
Okay, Miss Tony, what do you do to keep so slim and active and all that good stuff?
I am an elliptical trainer junkie. I love the elliptical trainer. And I also do resistance training, but my rule of thumb is, since this is a lifelong thing, I don't let 3 days go past without at least some type of exercise.
Right.
But ideally, three to 4 times a week, but rule of thumb, on that 3rd day, I'm doing something.
That's how I am with swimming. And I do the ellipticals too. Sometimes I do that in between the swimming, and I walk also. That's something I do. And the same way, if I miss 3 days, I'm not good, you know, and I get depressed and all that good stuff. But we have to do something. You have to do something.
You have to
and again, I'm going to plug Salima Size. You know, my videotape. We're going to show you. We're going to show excerpts from that, and my ladies did it, and we had a really good. How did you guys feel after Salima Size?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
And the key to it, like you said, is moving. It
Exactly.
doesn't have to be.
And it's not strenuous movement.
Exactly.
It's easy movement. We glide, but you move parts of your body that you don't normally move. You know, and you guys have to look at Salima Size. It's really good.
It was.
You know, but you know, we have ladies coming here from the Women's Center.
Yes.
And they're going to be talking about domestic abuse. Okay. And you know, that's something that, you know, we don't hear about too much in the 50-plus generation, but it is real. Yeah. And it is affecting my life personally. My sister was actually murdered by her husband. Oh, wow. So, and that we're saying like over 30 years ago, they didn't have as much of this domestic abuse centers and place for you to go as they do now. Right. So anyway, we're going to be back. Resources. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Welcome back to this edition of Our View. And we have three lovely ladies here from the Women's Center, and you can introduce yourselves.
I'm Robin Jordan.
I'm Maria Macaluso.
Amy Stern.
And you know Miss
Christine Williams from Our View.
From Our View. And the Women's Center, when I met you guys, we were talking about domestic abuse, but you guys do so many other things. What are some of the other things that you deal with?
I'm the executive director of the center, so I will say the center was started 40 years ago. I was in high school, not responsible for that. But it really started around the idea of empowering women. So we had a lot of programs that help women identify skills or resources. We did play reading and financial groups, and they take bus tours to New York. They're all things that would help women enrich themselves. And along the way, we found out that there was a problem with domestic violence. So these were women who empowered themselves to go out and help others in the community. So it was women helping other women, and by doing that, they're empowering others, but empowering themselves to do something.
Okay, now Robin, how did you get involved in it?
Well, I got involved in a really convoluted way. I was a teacher, and then I worked as a CASA, which helps children in foster care, and I identified when children were having issues that a lot of the houses had domestic violence involved. And then when I moved to Cleveland, I got involved with the Domestic Violence Center so that I could help people who were dealing with that issue, because I saw it so often. And then moving to Pennsylvania, I joined this wonderful group and became the community outreach educator after being a great volunteer.
Okay, great. And what about you, dear? What do you do at the center?
I got involved because I'm an attorney in Montgomery County, and I saw a lot of women and also men and children going through abuse and domestic violence situations, and going through that and seeing them having to live through that and fight the system and going into court all the time. I wanted to do more, and I wanted to be involved and try and help those people. And I met the women of the Women's Center, and I met other representatives in court who handle these kinds of cases.
Right.
And I decided that I wanted to get involved with the Women's Center and do whatever I could to help victims of domestic violence.
And that's good. You know, I was a victim myself at one time, and as I said, my sister was murdered by her husband. You know, and during that time when she was being abused, they didn't have centers like this. They didn't have places that you call. When you called 911, the police came out, and they didn't really want to handle it. You know, so they may say a few words to the man, then he leaves and he comes back. You know, so that's what happened to her. He kept leaving and coming back, and he told her he's going to kill her, and 10 days later he did. And I know you mentioned something about that we never talk about, men going through domestic abuse. And one of the things that I actually wanted to do one day is open an abuse center for men. Now, do you guys deal with men? I know you have the Women's Center,
No,
but do you deal with men?
The Women's Center title is just that it's women volunteers helping their community.
Okay.
We actually served men last year. We served 5,288 victims.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
in
Okay.
Montgomery County primarily, and of those, 600 were men.
Okay.
So about 10% or just slightly above of the people that we work with are men. The dynamic's a little bit different for them, but yes, they
Right.
come to us with their
Now,
issues.
do you find that a lot of men that are being abused, do you think they're embarrassed to come forward?
I think there's embarrassment, and sometimes it's the same issues where they're being attacked by this woman and they're worried about their kids.
Right.
And they're worried about, if I fight back, if I protect myself, will the police arrest
Exactly,
me?
exactly.
So with women, it's I can't leave him, I can't support myself. Like, they have very different reasons for staying.
Right.
Men, and there is some embarrassment and shame, but also they feel like a duty. I married this person, I'm with this person, I'm supposed to take care of them, and something I'm doing is wrong here.
Wow. And Robin, so when people call into the center, do they get you, or who do they get, or how does that work?
Well, there are volunteers 24/7 manning the hotline, and I take the hotline sometimes on the weekends. So people will get me if they call during the time that's my shift. I think, Maria, you take the hotline sometimes.
And take me through that. What will be, of course, you can't say names, but what will be a typical call for you?
The average call is the person who they've just had enough in that moment, and it's a whole bunch of, and they want to tell you the whole story. And talking to people, a lot of people have been in a relationship for years. We do actually have a lot of our clients are in their 50s and 60s, and they'll start telling you. And for me, it's kind of, okay, right now, are you safe?
Right.
And how do we keep you safe? And we can't deal with all the problems, but I always say you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. What's the bite we're going to work on right now? Because we know they're going to call 10, 20 times. So something made you pick up the phone and call me tonight. Let's talk about that incident, and let's work backwards.
And you know, you said that you do have clients over 50. That, I think that kind of surprises me, because I thought maybe it was much younger one, but you do have older clients.
We do, and actually we just started a new program with Abington Jefferson Hospital where we do elder abuse counseling.
Okay.
There's what we call domestic abuse in later life, where someone has been living with this partner and the abuse has been there all the time, or one of them gets sick and something happens that provokes it. I once counseled a woman who was 83 years old and her husband was 86, and he'd been abusing her since she was 20 or 30. And literally what she was saying is, I'm staying here now because sooner or later he'll die. And I'll be free. And it's, well, don't you want to enjoy a quality of life at that moment?
Or get some rat poison or
something. Well, sometimes I say, well, maybe he'll just fall in love with somebody else and it'll be their problem. But yeah, or you see women who are they're almost serial victims or serial offenders, where they will go from one relationship to another and carry that dynamic with them. So they may have been in multiple relationships over their life.
And all of them are abusive.
Right.
And now, do you think that sometimes, you know, of course, you never want to blame the victim, but I think that sometimes women know which triggers to push when they're dealing with an abusive man. You know, so do you talk about, do you talk about that? Do you ask the women, you know, what is your part? Or do you feel, and I know you don't want to blame the victim, but sometimes they do push buttons that they shouldn't push.
Well, I know the one thing we try to do is to get, you know, working backwards, getting prevention education out so that people learn about healthy relationships.
Okay.
So, you know, we try to talk about how people can work together for the goodness of a relationship, or maybe they shouldn't be in the relationship when we talk about when not to be in a relationship too.
Right.
So I think, you know, for my part is the education of it all, and just to try to get that type of thing to be avoided in the first place. But I know that there are probably some times where people know, you know, from one side or the other, or both know what buttons, so to speak, to push.
I think they do that too because it's the comfort of the known. I don't know what's going to come, but if I provoke this person, I know what to expect then. So you're back in your comfort
So it's not
level.
like so much of a surprise. If
Right.
I do this, I know he's
yeah.
going to do
or,
that.
Or moving the process along. He's being real nice to me now, but it's going to get bad and he's going to hit me. So you almost push it so you get to that point again. But I have talked to many victims who they blame themselves for something they did. And as we were driving in here today, I was talking about this one young woman going to medical school, and she was telling me her boyfriend, who she lives with, had tried to strangle her, and several times. And so we were talking, why did this happen? And she said, well, you know, he had to take a flight and he gets nervous, so he drinks. And I'm like, so that would be, I said, just tell me under what circumstances it's okay to strangle somebody. And she couldn't. I said, okay, let's go further. let's say you want to have kids with this one. Can you see he had a bad day, he went to work, had a drink, and he hits your child or strangles? Would that be okay? So sometimes it's just getting them to relate to it differently and saying, okay, maybe you're okay with him strangling, but would you let him do that to the dog? Would you let him do that to the kids?
Exactly.
And getting them to see it from a different way.
And see, and sometimes people think there's poor people in the ghetto that abuse their partners. But you're saying this lady was a doctor, she went to medical school, and she was still dealing with domestic abuse?
At least as frequently, and sometimes it's almost harder because if you're living in this nice house, you don't want to give it up, you don't want to leave here. When you have nothing or little, it's sometimes easier. I can start fresh, I can do something, I can take care of myself, I know I can survive. But when you're going to give up everything, or you're going to take your kids and they're going to now live in a 2-bedroom apartment instead of the huge house, the choices become harder to make sometimes.
And you're right, it does. It strikes everybody. It's not just limited to certain people in certain areas. It's everybody in every economic circumstance. It goes across all kinds of backgrounds. And I don't think people, you're right, people don't realize that. There needs to be more awareness, because I think people in certain situations feel like, well, in my circumstance, I shouldn't be, going to the Women's Center. I shouldn't be contacting a hotline because I'm in my neighborhood, nobody does that kind of thing, but it's everywhere. And people there just needs to be more awareness that there are people that you can contact in that situation.
One of the scariest things is when you see the generational cycle, that's what children learn. They see that. We say now we're counseling the daughters of the women we counseled 30 years ago. And what made the most impact on me when I first started doing this work, this woman called, she was babysitting her friend's 5-year-old son, her daughter was 3. She left them alone for a little bit. She couldn't find them, found them in the closet. The boy had taken the girl's clothes off and was abusing her. And they took the kids apart and they asked the boy, why were you doing that? I said, because I did. I wanted to, I could, and I did. And they asked the girl, why did you do that? She goes, well, he said he would hurt me if I didn't.
Wow, so that's what they saw.
It was learned behavior. It's what the boy, his father was abusing him and his mother. He was replicating this behavior at 5 years old. So
At 5 years old,
by 2, you already see that behavior, and it's what you learn. So if you're in that sort of household, you're more likely to be a victim or an abuser because that's what you experienced.
Right. And yet there was this singer, I can't think of his name now, he was from London, and his mother was being abused by her boyfriend, and the boyfriend went to jail for 4 years. The boyfriend was coming out of jail, and so his brother committed suicide because the mother was going to let the boyfriend come back home, and he couldn't deal with it.
Actually, we have a program too with our services, and maybe Maria, you can tell us about the program that when people are getting notified when somebody's coming out of jail, so we could be better planners.
There is in the state of Pennsylvania a program called SAVIN. It's just SAVIN, it stands for something. But basically, if your offender is in jail, you are notified that they're being released or that any change in their status, it will tell you. And you can set it up to email you, text you. They'll text us in addition to you. So if we're working with you, it'll let us know. And it won't stop trying. It will keep emailing and texting until it reaches you so that you know that that person's being let out of jail, or that they're up for parole, or that they're on probation, so that you're always aware. Because that's the
we're going to start wrapping up a little bit now, ladies, and thank you so much. And you're looking at that camera right there. If somebody's watching this show and they're being abused, what would you tell them to do right now?
Talk to me, Karen. I would tell people to, if you're being abused, first find safety. Tell people who will help you. We say if you're in a room where the fights break out, don't be in the kitchen, don't be in the garage. Don't think about your safety first. So do what we call safety planning, and think about where you want your life to be and what you can do now to eat that elephant so that you can get through and have a safe and stable life.
Thank you, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Christine.
Thank you.
And remember, everybody, you have to first love yourself before you can love anyone else. You must love yourself, and you deserve to be happy. And thank you guys so much for viewing this interesting segment of Our View. Thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned for a preview of my new exercise video, Salima Size. Saline massage is for everyone. If you've never exercised before or if you haven't exercised in years, Saline massage is for you. Stay tuned. Thanks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saline Massage. I'm Salima Hakeem Muhammad, and I have the ladies from my new talk show, Our View. Hi, ladies. Hi, Salima. And we're going to do this exercise video. This video is going to be for people that have never exercised before or they're just exercising again for the first time. So we're going to do a lot of light exercise. We're going to do a lot of stretching. And remember, just do what you can do at your own pace. If you can't turn all the way around, turn halfway around. Just do what you can. I don't believe no pain, no gain. If you're in pain, there's something wrong. Now, the next day, you're going to feel a little bit, but you're not going to be in severe pain, okay? So first, we're just going to do some stretches, and just keep up the best you can. Do what you can do, and remember, always drink water. First thing in the morning when you get up, don't reach for a cookie, don't reach for a piece of bread or anything. Reach for water with lemon in it. Let that be the first thing that you put in your mouth in the morning, okay? So we're going to stretch, and we're going to go up, and we're going to hold our hands together, and we're going to stretch. And stretch up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down, and relax, and it's back up, and it's 1, 2, 3, and you're stretching up as high as you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down, and back up, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and good. And also, my ladies don't know what I'm going to do. So just like you don't know what I'm going to do, neither do that. So they can do it, so can you. So next we're going to do some stretching with our necks. And it's going to be, we're going to go 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 10 to the left. And we're going to go 10 and then hold it. And again, do what you can do. So and you can put your hands on your hips or down, wherever's comfortable for you. I'll put mine on my hips, or my waist. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. And back to the front. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. And back to the front. And over to the right again for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Back to the front, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. And last set, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Back to the front, and over to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Good, very good. And you should feel that already. Feel that stretching it. Just shake it out. You okay, ladies? Yes. Look at our beautiful ladies here. And we're doing this, okay? So now we're just going to do some more stretches because that's very important. Because, like I said, we're moving parts of our bodies that we haven't moved before. You may feel it now, and if you don't feel it now, you're going to feel it tomorrow because you're moving parts of your body that you haven't moved in a long time. Okay, so now we're going to do some more stretches, some more reaches. We're going to put our arms out, and we're going to pull our arms. And we're going to pull our arms, and we pull our arms to the opposite side as hard as we can. Just reach out, reach out, reach out. Just reach out. Okay? Reach out and hold it. And then down. And then back up. And this time we're going to move with it. We're going to go side to side with it. And you're going to feel this in your waist and in your back. Okay, go side to side with it. And try to have your center yourself and mostly just move your arms. Oh, that feels good. You should really feel that. That feels good. And just stretch. And stretch. And now stretch and hold it. Okay, and arms down. Okay, now we're just going to do some squats. Now you can have your arms out, you can have your arms on your hips, or you can have your arms down. Okay? I like my hands on my waist. And you're just going to squat down and for 10. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Oh, that feels good. You feel that in your lower back and your legs and your calves, and back up. And like I said, again, do what you can. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down as far as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. And it's back up. And it's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. And we'll do this 2 more times and back up. And it's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Oh, you feel that stretch on your calves and everything? You feel that, ladies? Yes. Okay, and it's back up. And then it's down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it. Hold it. Hold it, ladies. Hold it. Oh, that feels so good. Hold it, and it's back up. Okay, and now I like working our midsection, because I know a lot of you have not been working your midsection. So we're going to do that just a little. We're just going to do up and back. We're going to put our hands on our thighs, on your thighs, and you're just going to move yourself up. Move that pelvis up and back out as far as you can. And when you move it up, just hold it. Feel that in your back. Oh my God, you can feel that stretching. And up and back. And when you put it back as far as you can. Excuse my butt, ladies. Okay, and up and hold it, and back and hold it. And up and hold it, and back and hold it. And you could do this as many times as you want, and it feels good. Just up and hold it, and back and hold it. And now we're going to do it faster. And back, and up, and back, and up, and back, and up, and back. And feel that stretch? Wow, that should feel so good. I know you guys haven't done this in a long time. But just do it. It feels good. And you might get lucky. Okay. And up, and back, and up, and back, and up, and hold it, and back, and hold it. One more time, up, and hold it, and back, and hold it. All right, shake it out. And you know, these exercises, again, they're easy. They're something that you can do. They're fun. Have fun with them. But just do what you can do. If you can do a lot, do a lot. If you can only do a little, do a little. It's at your own pace. It's kind of like stretching, aerobics, the same thing, but you're having fun, you know, and it's called Celine massage. So get with Celine massage, right, ladies? And so these are ladies. Okay, and thank you guys for looking at this tape, and it's only going to help you, and you're only going to get better and stronger. Again, it's me and the ladies from my new show, I Review, and I'm Salima Hakeem Muhammad,
Christine Williams,
Tony Willis Thompson,
Donna Dorman,
and Lenore Walden.
And again, you know, you do what you can do, because this is all about you. It's exercise, it's movement, it's building up your heart rate. It's Celine massage. Get with it and get help. Thank you.